Let's talk tailbone pain. So mainly, what are the three main reasons that you may be having tailbone pain, even if it's not broken? So a common thing that I hear from women, either after birth or if they have tailbone pain and go to their primary care doctor, they get an x-ray, it's not broken, so they get prescribed anti-inflammatories and to sit on a donut. First of all, even if your tailbone is broken or you have tailbone pain, let's not sit on a donut. A cushion is great, but a donut's actually just gonna funnel pressure down into that really tender area. So your tailbone's not broken. What do? First, make an appointment at a pelvic health PT. Then we need to figure out why you actually have pain there. So it may actually be sprained. Some people don't know that that's even possible, but your tailbone is really just the end of this little guy, and there's a joint right there that attaches it to the sacrum. So any joint can be sprained. So it may be as babies coming down through the birth canal and you're pushing, that it may be sprained. The tailbone and the sacrum are supposed to move back, but it may just be moving a little too much. Also, it may be a muscle. So as you can see, on either side of the tailbone, muscles attach into it. And there's actually really good visual. So tailbone here, look at all of the muscles of the pelvic floor that are attaching into it. These pelvic floor muscles, as they contract, are actually gonna bring the tailbone up and in. And as they relax, that tailbone should be able to go down and out. So if you're one of those people that's holding a lot of tension in your pelvic floor muscles, meaning you're gripping your butt cheeks all the time, you tuck your tailbone, so a lot of women postpartum are still kind of standing like they are pregnant and their butt's tucked underneath them. These muscles may be overactive and then pulling or tugging on that tailbone a little bit and causing pain. The muscles themselves may also be painful. So another thing that can happen is the sprain and the muscles, that the tailbone is sprained, meaning that it's a little loosey-goosey in that joint. The muscles then guard up to protect, just like if you were to roll an ankle, then your calf muscle, some other muscles around your ankle may guard up to protect and get really tight. So we want that to heal in the optimal position and not heal pulled in one direction or the other. You can see one muscle group attaches into one side, another muscle group attaches into the other side. So we don't want to pull unevenly in one direction or the other. The other thing is that it may be referred pain from a different muscle. So the tailbone may not be injured at all, maybe in optimal position after we check it manually, and it may be a referral pattern from the obturator internus. So the obturator internus is a really cool muscle right on the inside of the pelvic floor and up higher by your hip. So the muscle belly is inside the pelvic floor, but then the tendon wraps around, and if my femur's here, wraps around all the way and then externally rotates our femur or opens up our thigh like if we're doing a clamshell. So if we're always toed out, like a lot of women are during pregnancy, or just a lot of women are always toed out, then that muscle is going to be shortened all the time. A short muscle may not be a happy muscle. It may be stiff, it may be painful, and so if you think about if you're to hold your bicep all day long in a shortened position, it's going to be stiff and painful to try to lengthen. So the referral pattern of this obturator internus is actually right at your tailbone. So any kind of referral pain maps show just a big bullseye right on that tailbone. So we may look at either hip's internal rotation, because if your hip can internally rotate, then that means that obturator is able to lengthen. So if you're having tailbone pain and you have one hip rather than the other that's really limited in internal rotation, then it may be a referral pattern. So it could be sprained. It could be an overactive pelvic floor from tucking or healing from that sprain, or it could be a referral pattern from the obturator internus. And a full eval from a pelvic health PT is the way to go. So if you have any more questions about tailbone pain, let me know.